debate. MAGA certified genius. MAGA is always right about everything versus Democrat
This
lawyer.
is what's
We're
up. What's
debating.
up?
We're debating gun
Yeah.
control.
I don't know if we're debating. I don't know how much disagreement we'll have. You have to first say your position.
Okay, my
And
position
then
is I think that
wait,
we
wait,
have way too
wait. Should we
much.
wait? Should we wait till there's more people in there
Yeah,
so that
we
they
can
know?
wait. We can wait.
It's
Give
up
it a
to
minute or
you. It's
two.
your channel. I'm just thinking about like your views and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wait a minute. It normally
Yeah.
takes a minute or two. But yeah, I really wanted to debate some of these people on the Discord, but I think they're scared.
Yeah. You know what I realized, Graham? I realized something. I'm always going to be part of your community, but I realized how many crazy people are, and I was thinking about doing like some sort of project where I interview these crazy unhinged people. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that could get some traction? Like I could interview them.
Yeah, you could interview them on YouTube, but you're probably you interview that Meso Soup guy, Meso Soup, whatever his name is.
Oh my
He'll
god,
probably
he's
get
out
your
of his
channel deleted.
mind.
If you
Yeah,
debate
no.
Rayan, she'll
Yeah.
probably get your channel deleted. You'll have to try to do it on
No, I
normal. I
can't
don't know.
debate. I can't debate like if I know somebody's gonna say like things that are gonna violate TOS. You be careful about that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Where's Burnell? Where's Burnell?
Burnell, where are you? He said he
Is
was
it
working
Burnell or
today, so
Burnell? I call him Burnell.
I say Burnell, and he never corrected me.
Okay, is Burnell? Is he? He's American, right?
Yeah, why don't you think he's American? I mean, he does live in
I
Cuba,
don't know because
California.
when he
He
was
calls it
talking
Cuba
to me,
Cal.
he was talking to me like he was typing like he had an accent. So like I don't know. That's why I thought that.
I don't know what his ethnicity is, but maybe you could ask him. Maybe we could ask him if we get him in here. Who's
Yeah. Well, he
watching?
said he wanted to do a debate.
Drop some comments. Who is watching, guys?
No,
Who is watching?
none of the. I'm not saying him, but none of these people are super aggressive. They won't debate me. Like none of them will debate me.
I fell
So
off,
like
man. The most views we'll get is 2.
Eric won't debate me. Like the trolls in the chat
Okay,
won't
see
debate
what I
me.
mean?
None of them will do that.
Unhinged. That comment is
What,
completely unhinged.
dude? That account is unhinged.
Donald
What's up,
Trump's
my?
ear. Hello,
Don't.
Donald Trump's ear. Are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump? I'm really,
I
curious.
guess that he's anti-Trump, given that his name is Donald Trump's ear.
Dude, is that like? Oh yeah, that literally is like a picture of Trump in it with his ear with the thing over it.
Yeah. Guns. What made you want to debate guns? Nobody ever wants to debate guns.
I know, but that one guy listed a bunch of stuff that he wanted to debate. He said like all the other. Oh, let me scroll up. He said like all these other things. Burnell just typed in the chat. He said, "What are the
Oh, he
rules for the
did?
mods?" Yeah, I'm gonna tell him
Burnell
to
is a
join the
good mod.
stream.
He's a good
Join
mod.
the
I think
stream.
Burnell should join. Burnell is a
I'll
good
tell
mod.
you.
He takes care of things.
Oh
Oh,
crap! I can't even type because I'm on the other account and it says your account has been limited.
oh
Your account has been
no. Well,
limited.
now you have ownership. I could have owned the Discord. I could have been the owner forever. Um,
Man, you can have
I
it.
don't know, man. I think that conservatives and like reactionary liberals are equally like broadly like unknowledgeable but and irrational about this topic. So I can always debate this topic. It's not something that I do with my career that much anymore, like guns. But I worked on this issue when I was in law school for the gun
And did
issue.
you make lots of law projects about it? Would you like to
I
talk
I
about Weiner versus Thomas in Texas? That case
uh,
number, 1345.
Wiener versus Thomas. Yeah. It was Clarence Thomas, and he was battling his Wiener. Um, no,
No, but
I
I'll
did
say it
a
like this: since we already have 85 people in here, it's not that many. But I'll go ahead and make my initial statement. I think we have way, way, way too much gun control already, and I do like the idea of reciprocity for concealed carry permit holders. But like, man, that just doesn't like make much sense to me. We should have constitutional carry like around the entire country. Like if Donald Trump made an executive order and he said, "All right, we got constitutional carry in every single state," I'd be like, "All right, that's one of the best things he's done."
Do you want me to argue from a constitutional standpoint or more from a policy standpoint?
I mean, you can say your constitutional perspectives and your policy perspective standpoint as well.
So, from a constitutional perspective, I would ask you, do you think states have the individual right to regulate firearms?
Well, the way they're doing it, I mean, the way they're currently doing it, basically, yeah, they do. That's the way they're treating it.
Well, okay, no, but I don't even care what they do, but I'm saying like, do you think a state can decide what firearms they want to regulate or ban?
I mean, do I think according to the Constitution or like the current law? The current law basically says yes.
Sure, I know. So I know what the law. I mean, the law sort of leaves a lot of it up to the
I think
state.
it's
But like,
unconstitutional, 100,000%. Like,
okay,
how can they, uh, how can they put you in prison for something that's federally legal?
pursuant to the 10th Amendment's police powers, states have the ability to regulate their own laws and if they deem them to be for the safety of their citizens. And additionally, again, like if you want me to go constitutional, I'll do this. And additionally, under McDonald and Heller, the Supreme Court did rule on things you could regulate, such as I mentioned in our previous discussion, sawed-off shotguns and machine guns. They listed further in the case that just came out recently. It was Bondi versus Vanderstock. Vanderstock. It was a 7-2 majority opinion, including every single one of Trump's Supreme Court justice. And I haven't read this in full, but it says this is from Judge Gorsuch, who Trump appointed, saying weapon part kits qualify as weapons under the statute when they contain all necessary components to build a gun and their intended function is clear. So what they were actually doing is expanding the ability for the government to regulate firearms under that law. So that actually only added to the notion that states can regulate
That
firearms.
must have been passed by a Democrat because that should have gone to the Supreme Court and they should have said unconstitutional.
Well, no, they did go. That's the constitutional case. It was the 2025 case. They brought it before, and then all of Trump's justices, they all ruled that you can regulate that. That had to do with, I think, ghost guns. You know how they're like doing like a 3D printer and printing them. Wait, before we go further, I'm curious. What's up, Burnell? I'm curious. Where do you guys come down on this issue too? The audience in terms of regulation
I'm not
of
sure
firearms.
about. Yeah, let's tell us what you think. A lot of people are saying shall not be infringed. I 100% agree with that. Burnell, I
Sure.
saw your comment on on the Discord, but the rules, I don't know. Just don't really remove anyone off the Discord unless they're like just like being absolutely heinous, like doing racist stuff, Nazi stuff, any of that kind of stuff. You can remove them right out of there. Same thing with the YouTube. Keep all guns. Keep all guns. That's right, Josh. By the way, Josh, how
So,
did your
yeah.
surgery go? This guy had facial reconstruction
Oh my
surgery, so
God. Oh my
hopefully everything
God.
went well.
So I guess what I would
So
say,
what do you think
Josh,
about
is
ghost guns? I think there should be no restrictions on ghost guns. I don't know if they're
well,
federally illegal now, but in Florida a couple years back you used to be able to have them.
it doesn't matter as much what I think from my perspective because all of Trump's Supreme Court justices, Kavanaugh, Barrett, Coney Barrett, and Gorsuch, they all said that you can restrict them. So if you guys are mad about that, if you think that that is like an improper restriction, you should probably talk to them. Additionally,
How did they
even
restrict their
Clarence.
rights?
Well, I was going to say even Clarence Thomas in the McDonald case, I have it right here on Lexus. Talked about the ability to regulate certain firearms, including machine guns. I can show you guys if you want. As noted in the outset, liberty interests and petitioners have asserted is the right to possess a functional personal firearm, including a handgun within the home. The city of Chicago allows residents to keep functional firearms so long as they are registered, but it generally prohibits the possession of handguns, machine guns, and short barrel rifles. So they talk within there about uh, certain firearms you can regulate.
Yeah,
Additionally,
Chicago
even
is ridiculous. My friend lives there. He told me it took him like 6 or 7 months to get his
yeah, I'm more to the right on guns, but what I would
What is that
say
thing that
is,
Chicago has called? It's like I'm looking it up right now. Chicago permits because it's some kind of
oh,
special permit
don't
that's
I
only in
number 47?
Chicago.
I'm talking about a fully automatic gun. I'm not talking about an AR-15. I'm not a dipshit.
I mean, I think when it comes to fully automatics, that's the only kind of restriction I think they should be. But I think they should loosen up the restrictions. But like Don's, he says he has a fully automatic weaponry, and he has the license. I think it's called what is it called? Level 4 firearms license or something like that. I really don't know
Yeah.
about that. But when it comes to ghost guns and comes to that kind of stuff, I mean, there's a bunch of loopholes that I think there are in the system already. So I don't understand why you can't just have a ghost gun. Like if you want to put a
Well,
lower and a upper together and just put them together with no serial number, I think that should be legal. And also,
it's
if we're gonna
not.
talk about
Hold
court
on. I got to
cases, can
cook.
you talk about how the Supreme? Can you pull up the Supreme Court case where they ruled?
Sure.
I think it was last year or this year, where
Yep.
they allowed. They said the Supreme Court said that felons can be in possession of firearms. They said,
I
I
agree
believe.
that they should be able to be in possession of firearm. I was talking about the case I read, guys, and just to chat, like you guys, can I cook chat a little bit, Graham? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So guys, I'm sorry to cook you, but here's the thing. Like, I argue with liberals about the well-regulated militia thing and how in the McDonald versus Chicago case, which is right after Heller, like it's those cases combined that they actually dealt with the fact that firearms are for they listed two things: self-defense and going against government tyranny. That's what the Supreme Court said. That's what the conservative judges, all of them, Kennedy, that's what Scalia, that's what Thomas, all of them said that. Okay. So I'm accepting that. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry that Supreme Court justices also said we can do regulation. I'm super fucking sorry about that. Like, I wish that, like, again, I'm looking at a 7-2 decision. The Gun Control Act of 1968 authorizes the ATF to regulate weapons parts kits in unfinished frames or receivers that can be readily converted into functional firearms. Justice Neil Gorsuch authored the 7-2 majority opinion of the court. Guys, I'm super sorry. I'm super sorry that the conservative justices said you can do that. I'm super sorry. But the
What does that
problem
mean
is,
again? Can you explain that to us?
well, again, I haven't read the whole kit, but what they're saying is weapons parts kits. What they're saying is the question essentially before the court, and I'm extrapolating, is that you can regulate firearms. So I think that argument on the other side is that like it's a kit, it's not a weapon, right? When you're doing like a ghost gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what they essentially said is that no, this is a gun. This is a gun. You can regulate it. So because when you're regulating a firearm, when you're so the reason that I'm against like doing things like banning felons from owning firearms or putting people on like like no fly or whatever, like anything that bans not no fly list, but like anything that bans it
I
is
think
because we
ghost
don't.
guns were banned under Biden, but I'm not 100%. Was that the case that you were just
Yeah,
referring to?
I think that they well I don't know if they were federally, but I don't think that
Yep, it was under Biden. Let me quote you this case real quick. But there's two cases I want to talk
sure.
about. Since you're a lawyer, maybe you can talk about this one. Okay, this was in 2022. Obviously, Joe Biden was president. No, ghost guns are not entirely legal. Want my firearms? Come and get them. 100% agree, Josh. Thank you for that super chat. But no, ghost guns are not entirely legal. While the Supreme Court upheld the federal rule that classified ghost guns as kits and components as firearms requiring serial numbers and background checks for their sale, they are not illegal to own in the sense of being prohibited. The regulation, which took effect in August 2022, you're saying these judges were Trump appointed judges, or you said they were conservative judges? I mean, they were probably seeing a lot of pressure from the Biden administration. I mean, it was in
No,
2022.
I think no, I'm saying that in this recent case in 2025, Bondi versus Vanderstock, Vanderstok, those were conservative justices. Gorsuch is probably the most liberty-minded, if you will, judge in the court, and he authored the opinion. Hold on, that's a good question. As an Englishman, banning guns for crimes that don't relate to violence with guns makes no sense to me. You think Mr. Tax Evasion is actually, I don't understand that question. Yeah, guys, the problem, I just like to people that are saying like no regulations right to bear arms, you're just basically like you're basically just burping and saying that it's an. I'm sorry, like you're not making an argument. You don't like we. I'm gonna illustrate this, right? Like I'm gonna
This is the
illustrate
case
this.
I'd like to talk about, but continue.
Can I? Yeah, this is my rhetorical point, right? When we talk about like the Fourth Amendment's right to privacy from unreasonable searches and seizures, like we don't make arguments like no unreasonable, we can't do searches from police. You know, when we say the right to freedom of speech, we don't say, oh, you can defame people. Like, no. There are laws put in place and they have to follow what's called strict scrutiny, which means you have to have a compelling government interest and the law must be narrowly tailored. So if your compelling government interest identifies that machine guns, and I am aware of what I'm talking about fully automatic machine guns, that if you can demonstrate that there's a compelling interest to not have those firearms, and you can make a law narrowly tailored where it's not just going to say something like assault rifles, right? Because that doesn't mean anything when you say assault rifles, then you can ban it. Yeah, you guys are just stupid. You're not saying anything. You're saying nothing. You're just saying
The
stupid
Brunel
things. You're not making any
decision,
argument.
2022. I believe this is the case number right here. If you can look it up, can you look it up by
Give
this?
me a hold on.
USC 922G1.
That's a law. What is there a case?
Uh,
That's
the
a United States code.
Brunel 2022 decision here. Let me see if I can.
Brunel. What is it? Brunel versus what?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me look it up.
You can't look up what I can look up because I'm on Lexus.
The Brunel decision, formerly known as the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Incorporated versus Brune.
Wait, go closer to it. I want to see the citation. That's how I can look
You
it
want
up.
to see where they cite it? Like
Yeah,
what
I'm not
website it's
like,
from?
yeah,
Well, here it is on Wikipedia. Well, maybe this will help. I don't know.
yeah. Hold on. Zoom in closer. Zoom in closer, like to next to the name. I don't want to type all that out. Okay, I'll just type that out. Hold on. New York State Rifle and Pistol Association. What is it? Go over a little bit more. Inc. Is that Bruin? Oh, I think I
Bruin,
heard
not
of the
Brunel.
Bruin.
No,
Yeah,
Brunel.
versus
I mean, this would be a
Bur-
this would be a legendary.
Burnell just fucking standing there with his gun, like, come and take it, motherfuckers. The law says that the government must come and take it if they're going to take it. Hold on. What is, I swear, no, this has got to be, this is a, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, the Bruin, this is, you know what, this is a good research stream because I didn't look at the Bruin decision. Hold on. Let me look this up. So this
I
is the
only know
first,
this because I hear some celebrity felons are fighting gun cases, and they're like confused because their lawyer tells them about this, and then they're like trying to fight it with the court system. But like, there's been felons charged since this case, and they're not beating they're not beating their cases because they're felons with firearms. Even though this case happened, I guess it's not really helping them.
oh yeah, hold on. Let's unpack this case. Hold on. This is an unpacking stream because I'm not. Okay, let's see. Holdings. Where the state of New York issued public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrated a special need for self-defense, the state licensing regime violated the Constitution because the Second and 14th Amendment protected an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. A state could not prevent law-abiding citizens from publicly carrying handguns because they had not demonstrated a special need for self-defense. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I 100%, I think that is silent. I'm
What does it say that New
100.
York can't restrict them? Maybe that's not the court case I'm thinking of.
What it's saying, yeah, no, that is basically because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates special need for self-defense. State's licensing regime violated. Yeah. So what they're saying is, what they're saying is you have to demonstrate that you need a firearm for self-defense. So we're not going to issue it. So I would 100% agree with that. I would
And that's
100% agree with that.
unconstitutional, or what did they
Yeah,
decide?
that's unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional because what the previous cases have said are that guns are inherently for self defense. They're inherently for self defense, which is true. Mr. Lawyer, show of your law book. That which true. Show of your thesaurus. Show of my law book. Hold on. Hold on.
What is your take on silencers, Chris, being illegal to possess,
Juris
regulated by the ATF?
Doctor. Juris Doctor. Satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
All right. What is your take on the silencers, Chris, being illegal to possess, regulated by the ATF? Hold on, that's a super good. I should address that because that's Burnell A and that's B a super chat, right? Is that to
Yeah.
that's to me, right? Okay. Burnell, to answer your question, whenever I'm looking at regulating a fundamental right like speech, like privacy, like firearms, whatever, you need. It's not even what I think as much as you need to be able to show that there's a compelling government interest to prevent something. So an easy example of this would be like, we could probably show, I'll use a hyperbolic example, we could probably show that like citizens owning, we've had a few people in the Discord that would be good examples, citizens owning nuclear weapons or intercontinental ballistic missiles would probably be a compelling interest to prevent them, right? So that's the first thing. So to demonstrate that, and Burnell, I don't have the requisite stats about that, but you'd have to show that probably that silencers are uniquely dangerous and that they pose a threat to society, right? Like with defamation, right? We are restricting somebody's ability to speak. A lot of states have laws preventing it. So you'd have to show that it's going to be harmful, but that's only the first step. The second step is you can draw a law narrowly tailoring that compelling government interest. So, for example, laws that ban assault rifles, right? We might be able to show that machine guns are uniquely dangerous. The problem is they say things like assault rifles, which to any of you guys who know the meme around AR-15 is Armalite, it's not assault rifle. You know what I'm talking about. So you're not you're doing. Then you run into a due process issue called void for vagueness, meaning a law can't be so vague so that people can't understand what the law is actually doing. Like when you say you can't have an assault rifle because that doesn't mean anything. Assault rifle doesn't mean anything.
There's something I'd like to touch on about the silencers. Well, I want to say that silencers are illegal under federal law. Federal law, National Firearms Act of 1934. And I was thinking like, no, silencers are legal. They're only banned in 8 states. They're banned in California, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, your state, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Washington, D.C. But it is possible to get, a silencer in Florida. I've seen people with them all the time. All you have to do is file an ATF form, and you have to pass a federal background check, and you have to pay a $200 tax stamp and register the suppressor with the ATF, which is all bullshit. I think that shit goes against the Second Amendment right. I mean, basically, you just have to ask them for permission, give them a bunch of tax money, and like slob on their
Yeah, I think that
knob for
happens
them to
with a
get
lot of
that kind of shit.
regulations. I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't. Like, I guess I'm that guy, guys, where I can't. Like, I don't know. I think this is my position, and if you don't like my position, then take it up with the Supreme Court.
So are you pro silencers or anti silencers? I mean, it is
I
banned in
would need
California
information
and
right now.
Massachusetts.
If I were governor of of
Massachusetts.
Shittington. If I was the governor of a state, would I ban it? No, because I don't have the information. I would need to get the information. If somebody presented data to me that showed that there was a compelling interest to ban it, like let's say silencers, the introduction of silencers into an economy, like there was a massively correlative rate of increase of murders because of silencers, I might say, hey, we need to look into banning these. I don't have that information. I think that for some things like AR-15s are just scary to people who've never fired a gun. They look scary. That's what they are. They look scary.
Someone said they got rid of the $200 fee.
I got you,
I don't
Brunel.
know if
Don't
that's
worry.
true, but I really don't care about a $200 fee. Like if it's $200, then I don't have to slob on the ATF's wieners. Then I rather just pay the $200. But if I have to do,
Hold
this
on.
ATF form saying, "Mr. Dear ATF, can I please have my Second Amendment rights back?" No, that's not really something I'm a big fan of.
But this is so like TN is saying, is there data to ban a constitutional right? Okay, let's run down this, okay? You guys have the right, we have the right to speak, right? We have the right to speak.
We don't have the right to burn the flag.
We do. But we do. But let's go down this route. You have the right to freedom of speech, right? Can a
I can't
state
burn the flag. No, I don't have a right of freedom of speech anymore. Trump took it
can
away.
the
I
state?
can't burn the
Yeah,
flag.
he did take it away, that motherfucker. Hillary tried to do this. So it's all good. So can you ban as a state? Can you say you are not allowed to defame somebody? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, you can sue someone for defamation, but you can't say they're not allowed to do it. They can do it, but you can sue them for it.
No,
But it doesn't take away their
hold on.
rights. They still have rights to defame
Hold
me.
on.
They just they'll go broke as shit after my lawyer Chris sues them for talking shit about me. So no, they cannot they cannot do defamation
In,
against
hold
Mr.
on.
Euro and
In
Travel.
Florida, defamation can be both a civil and criminal matter. While most defamation cases are civil, the state retains criminal statutes such as those in Florida Statute Chapter 836, which can criminalize false statements made to extort money, threaten somebody, or damage the financial standing of
That's
financial
extortion, though.
institution. No, well, that part is, but also damage the financial statement of somebody, threatens. So threatening is included in that too, right? Like these are all, even if it's extortion, like we're regulating speech. So, but you can't just do it whimsically. You have to have a compelling reason to regulate the speech, and then you have to have a law which doesn't interfere with other speech. I am a fucking nerd, and so is Graham, and it's okay. You guys need to relax. In terms of silencers, I'd be hard pressed to believe that there's data out there that to support that.
I
I'd
really
be
don't
hard pressed.
understand how silencer that dangerous. First off, if you're a criminal trying to get a silencer, I mean, there's literally tutorials. I'm not trying to, say to do anything crazy, but there's literally a million tutorials
How
online
many
on how to
admin?
make a silencer. But guys, follow the ATF laws, rules, and regulations. I'm not encouraging of anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's not that difficult to make a silencer. It's extremely easy to make a fully auto, or it's extremely easy to make a silencer. Like people act like, oh my god, we gotta ban them because it's like like they act like it's not easy to do. Like
Wait, did I take the
if you actually know
MPRE
about
after law school?
firearms, then
Obviously, I did. Everybody has to take the MPRE. You silly goose.
they just don't believe it.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I'm literally like saying the most fundamental basic things about like substantive due process. You know
I
what?
mean, if we have that Brunoon 2022, the right to carry in public, then why the hell isn't New York lessening their gun laws?
Why is well? Let me say this first. You know the difference between me and like all these YouTube debaters. I'll just rattle the shit. I'm not fucking referencing. Look at this. Griswold versus Connecticut. I think it was 1958. That's the first case that involved um, substantive due process, and that's what we're talking about with any of this. What'd you say, Graham? I'm sorry.
I said if they had the 2022 Brunin right to carry in public, then why the hell is in New York, the state of New York, upholding that the court decision?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think that states are very selective about how they want to do constitutional, like I think I'm pretty sure your state has done like flag burning shit as well, like flag burning measures before this
W
bullshit.
Florida W
Yeah.
upheld felon bans 1980 Lewis. That's when it all started, I guess.
What are you
Limited
guys really?
federal
Are you
authority in
guys?
gun background checks 1997. Individual rights recognized 2008 Heller. And you're right, 2010, McDonald incorporated to the states. Screw McDonald. Screw McDonald. Straight up.
McDonald did a lot of the enshrining of like the Second Amendment being for self defense and being to fight against government tyranny. I think it's cringe about the government tyranny thing, but whatever.
Mr. Trump is a fascist. We need to stop
He
this
is
tyranny.
true. He is. Hey, Trump damn gun bump stocks.
Here's
It's so
another
funny. You
interesting
guys are like,
case.
oh,
I mean,
Trump is.
yeah, but that
No,
didn't
we
was
don't
held
like.
in the
We
Supreme
don't like.
Court, and
Oh,
that
I was
wasn't
about to go in.
that Trump didn't ban it. That was Trump's administration. He signed off the bill. He didn't
Yeah,
write the
yeah, but
bill.
when it's a Democrat though, it's the Democrat. When it's not, when it's like,
I
Oh,
mean, yeah, when a
Operation Warp
Democrat
Speed, that
writes and
wasn't
signs
Trump.
the bill,
Uh,
but it doesn't matter anyway. It was never upheld. It was never upheld in the
yeah, but I'm
Supreme
just saying,
Court.
Operation Warp Speed wasn't Trump. Oh, we can't get into that. We can't get
No,
into that.
I
Sorry.
agree. I agree with you on that. But
Yeah.
also, it's mostly. I mean, Trump isn't a doctor, so he's just signing what shit people say that's okay. Like,
Dude,
if someone comes to
he's
talk to you about
defending that
medicine, you're
again.
just gonna sign off on it. Let's not talk about
Yeah,
it too
but
much, though.
dude, he was on True Social. I'm not trying on a tangent, but he's on True Social defending it again. He's like, oh my god.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
I'm a
that,
beta
but
male. Yeah, yeah.
another case I'd like to talk about is
Look,
Zachary
fucking
Rahami
Pipe.
versus
Look at
the
this
U.S.
beta
government.
male. What would you say?
Was subject to a domestic violence restraining order in Texas. Under federal law, it makes it illegal for someone to, under such an order, to possess a firearm. Rahami was caught with a gun and challenged the law, arguing that after Brunu 2022, it was unconstitutional because there is no historical tradition of disarming people under restraining orders. The court ruled that this law is constitutional. Chef Chief Justice Roberts, writing for the majority, said the government may disarm vigils who are found by the court to be dangerous. Okay, guys, you heard it first. If you have a restraining order, you can't even get a firearm.
It's okay. Actually, that is like restraining orders are like one of the we see it all the time, like in court, like
It was a
people.
domestic violence restraining order, not just any
Yeah, that
restraining order.
happens. Like you have literally like for restraining orders, you'll have like social services or whatever they call them. They'll say like you need to get a restraining order against this person, and then people will lose their right to firearms. Um, I'm trying to keep a tally of who's soying out more in the chat. If it's liberals or conservatives, it's pretty close.
I don't see any conservatives sowing out. Say
No, they've soyed
W,
out at
gun
me.
rights. If you don't
No, there
want
have
any
been
gun
conservatives
control,
saying
say
like,
W,
"Shall-"
no gun
listen,
control.
anytime your argument is just repeatedly "shall not infringe, shall not infringe,
Shall not
shall
infringe.
not
It's the
infringe."
truth.
Oh my god.
It's true. Shall not infringe.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Graham, I don't even know if we disagree. Nobody wants to debate because the problem is that nobody really I would. I don't even know if you and I disagree that much about this. I don't. It's if I believed that banning every firearm would get rid of every tragedy, I would ban firearms. I would do it. I would want to do it, but I don't believe that that will happen. Um, and unlike some of you conservative hypocrites, I actually believe in the logic behind what happens when you make things illegal or not. So like I look in Chicago, and I know that you have neighboring fucking states that have different gun laws, and people can just go across the states because it's not a fucking force field up when you make something a gun free zone.
There is a force field up, but you know who there wasn't a force field up for? Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, he didn't bring a
Yeah,
gun across state lines either. That's another Democrat lie.
I will say this about Kyle Rittenhouse. That's one of my
Heroes.
that's one of my no fly zones for public debates. But I will say that God, do I want to say how I felt about that? Um,
Oh God! Don't tell me there's a
I
soy
agreed.
boy perspective
I
from it.
I agreed with the ruling. I'm sorry. I'm a lawyer. I can't I have to analyze things as a lawyer. You got your degree from Timu Crash Course. Let's prove them wrong. I believe you're. I appreciate it, Burnell. Listen, Burnell. They hate us if they ain't us. That's the truth.
Guys, you can literally see his you can see his degree behind him, but like don't worry, we didn't see any of the details, but we can see there's a degree behind you. Like it was hanging on his wall. Like I know you
Yeah,
guys
like I
yeah,
literally.
look, there it is right there.
No,
You
I
can't
can
see any of
post
his
them. They're gonna
personal
say that it's
details,
a. They're gonna
but
hold
that's
on.
it.
They're they're gonna say Christopher because my name is Chris, Juris Doctor Christopher, Juris Doctor. They're gonna say it's fake. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know
Say
why?
the
Because I own.
lawyer. Someone dropped a super chat. They
Yeah.
said "Save Gaza." You love that. That must be your favorite super chat of the entire.
That's a no fly. You know why that's a no-fly zone? Can I tell you why that's a no-fly zone for me? This
Which
is
one,
why that's a
Kyle or
no-fly zone.
Gaza?
No, the Gaza thing, because people can't handle that discussion.
I
People
mean,
can't because
everyone.
there's so
I've
many.
rarely seen any people that have a different opinion than you. You have the popular opinion of the internet.
No, there's tons of people. There's people that like I know I joke a lot, but like I actually think like the Jewish people are a beautiful people, and I think that Nazis are absolutely disgusting. My
Kyle
position on
Rittenhouse got forced to vote for Trump. That's documented, brother. That's illegal.
yeah, wait, what? He did not.
He gladly voted for
I wish
Trump.
I was on TV. I wish I was.
I heard Kim Kardashian passed the bar exam, but I don't know if that's true.
Hold on, Steve. Let me say this real quick. I'm not going to do the weasel thing where I say I'm like an independent because that's weaselly. So I will say for purpose of this, I'm a Democrat. Okay, I just haven't registered as one. I'm
He's a
more liberal, but
libertarian, guys. He's a centralist
I'm. I
libertarian.
don't
Don't
know
let
if I'm
him
a
trick
libertarian.
you.
I care about rights, man. Like the problem is like I I I I I'm one of those weirdos who thinks that if you let some rights erode, other ones won't. And I can't, I can't, when I see all these cases where the Supreme Court is found in favor of gun rights in the ways that I described, I can't pretend like they didn't do that. I know a lot of you guys have that ability to be so cognitively dissonant where you say, like, on the one hand, the Supreme Court upheld our freedoms in speech or in search rights, but that same Supreme Court, we need to disregard them now that they're also saying that firearms are for, quote, self defense, end quote, defending against government tyranny.
I mean,
I
they
can't,
did
I
the
simply,
United States versus, or no, they did that gun company versus Brune, and then they say it's not for self defense. They can just have it for whatever they want.
versus Bruin, the
Yeah, the
holding
one that we
was,
read before.
I can read the holding.
That is like a
With the,
big W for the Second Amendment right.
yeah. It says where the state of New York issued public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrated a special need for self defense. The state's licensing regime violated the Constitution because the Second and 14th Amendments protected an individual's right to carry a handgun for self defense outside of the home. A state could not prevent law abiding citizens from publicly carrying handguns because they had not demonstrated a special need for self defense. Can I tell you guys what that means, people that are disagreeing with that?
I'm listening.
That would be like saying that like we hold rights, certain rights to be inherent, right? That would be like the government saying, demonstrate that you need to speak, right? That you need to speak. And until you can do that, until you can satisfy bureaucrats, then the Bill of Rights is not it's an amendment to the Constitution, Peter. It's an amendment to the Constitution. It's not the original draft, but it's an amendment to the Constitution. It's added. They're additions. They're additions to the Constitution. They are part of the Constitution. And the Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not reading all the data on that case. You have it in front of me, not me. But from what Chat GPT tells me, Chappie, as Eric calls it, the right to carry in public. It's a new historical test. That's what Chappie tells me, according to
Oh,
that case.
I need to correct. I'm sorry. I'm autisming out right now, Peter. Here's the concept. Let's pretend this is the Constitution right here. Okay, this is a document. In the document, it says, here's how you can amend this document. They then drafted a separate document. They amended it to add things, and now it's one body of work. It's the same body of work.
Dude, he's trolling. He says transgenders for Palestine. If you're gay or transgender, they'll push you off a building and off you. They push LGBTQ plus people off buildings in
Right.
Gaza. Let's get that right though. But if anyone has any comments, questions, anything you guys want to talk about, drop some super
Hey,
chats.
is Peter like a lib? The moderator?
No,
I'm
I don't think
confused. Like
Peter is a lib.
I'm confused. Peter, there's different signers, but the signers in the original Constitution said they gave 2 prescriptions on how you can amend the Constitution. So it doesn't matter if it's a different, like, have you know about a will? When you do a will and you want to change it, you can do a codicil. That codicil is part of the will, even though there's 2 different signings. It's an amendment. This happens with contracts, with addendums to contracts or
There's
amendments.
no buildings left in Gaza. The LGBTQ are safe.
I'm gonna evict all of you guys.
I'm sorry,
Not
that
you,
is pretty
Gren.
funny.
Not you. I won't evict you. Um,
No one is rage baiting, buddy. Hi from Alaska.
what's up, Tracy Descano? We're just talking. Graham was just telling me about how he thinks that people should lose their rights to guns, and I'm trying to tell him that
Hell
didn't happen.
no. We need more silencers. We need fully automatics. We need constitutional carry in every state. Man, how am I going to
All
come to
right.
Massachusetts to
You,
visit you if I can't even bring
you know what we
the
should do?
firearm?
We should follow Freedom Trump and open up our libel laws for journalists.
Hell
Open up,
yeah,
and
let's
we
sue some
should
more
ban
journalists
flag
and more
burning.
people that want to
We should
defame us. I'm up for that.
we should burn flag burning too. We should just, we got to protect that Constitution, right?
Hold on. I'm trying to think. I was about to say something, but I completely
Wait, hold
forgot.
on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going on. The guy was
What is
right. I am
Burnell
leaving.
clicking on? Who is Burnell taking out? This whole stream makes me unreasonably angry. Jesus, my guy, this is 2 different perspectives. This is a Trump hater, a Democrat lawyer, and I'm just a Trump supporter. So why are you so unreasonably angry? What do you think
I
about constitutional carry? Are you pro constitutional carry or against it?
What do I think? Wait, what do I think of red flag laws? I'm skeptical of them because when you're giving, because here's the thing about red flag laws. You'll probably disagree with me. You'll probably agree with me on this, I'm guessing. When you're doing flag laws, you're talking about somebody's taking away somebody's fundamental right, and it puts it in the hands of a person. People are not infallible, so when you do red flag laws, I think you run the risk of somebody losing a fundamental right. That's my concern. It would be the same thing as if, we identified certain people who are subject to limited search rights, right? Like, let's say we identified a certain type of person that was more suspicious, right? More likely to commit bank robberies. And we said, well, you're red flag, so we're gonna limit your rights to searches, to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures under the Fourth Amendment.
Dude, firearm
Why does
identification cards are extremely unconstitutional. That's the name of the card that my friend had to get in Chicago. It took him 6 or 7 months to get a
yeah,
firearms identification card. And apparently they got that bullshit in Massachusetts.
what?
A
A
FID
license to
card, it's
carry?
called.
Yeah, I have a license to carry. I don't have it on me.
No, it's
Actually,
not a
do I?
license to carry. You got to get a firearms identification card. This card is necessary to
Oh, an
possess
FID?
rifles,
No, I don't have that. Not when you have
shotguns
an
that are
LTC in
not
Mass.
even considered large capacity firearms.
Large capacity doesn't mean anything. That doesn't really
It
mean
just
anything.
means over 10 rounds, basically.
No, it doesn't mean over 10 rounds. Over 10 rounds is illegal. You can get 18 months in jail if you have large capacity. Hold on. Graham trolls triggers.
You gonna read it out loud,
All
or are you
right,
just gonna stop reading it?
Burnell. To be. No, they're not. Mass is in a shithole. If you I don't
It's
like.
not a
Don't
shithole, but it's an unconstitutional,
hold on.
illegal
Hold
immigrant's
on.
paradise.
Hold on. Hold on. You
Graham,
guys want to see
trolls
the
and
shithole?
clickers, they can't afford to
Yeah.
buy a gun. Rent a
Yeah.
Center
You
is
guys
coming out with the Section 8
take me.
for
Take
the
me out to your
needy to
little
rent
bum.
one.
Hold on, chat. Take me out to your little bumpkin town in Mississippi. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's look at the shithole. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, I'm
Bumpkin
dying.
Town.
I'm dying. Oh my God. Look at it's
Dude,
decrepit.
where's
It's falling
Eric? Where's
apart.
Eric? Is he
Oh my
outside? Did
good.
they kick him
Oh my
out?
goodness. Oh my goodness. It's falling apart. Oh my God.
No, but a FID card is fucking terrible. I'd rather live in a place that has some places that are it's harder to get a gun. Like, okay, background check, blah blah blah. It's hard to get a concealed carry license. That's fine,
Oh,
man.
maybe
Whatever.
those
But a FID
motherfuckers.
card? Oh my god, a vid card? Dude, that makes it so much longer to build your gun collection. You
No,
have to get a firearms
I'm
identification
not.
card for every single weapon you buy.
I love you, Peter. Wait, hold on. I hope Peter knows that I love him. I'm not. I do love him. I
31
just like.
rounds are not legal in Massachusetts, James. But in
What is
Florida,
it?
yeah. You can put a 50-round drum on a 9mm just for shits and giggles. Even though it's not really that accurate and I don't recommend it. But if you want to just like fire a bunch of rounds off rapidly and laugh, then go ahead.
Let's see.
But a
Oh no, I
FID
don't.
card,
Never
man,
mind.
that should go to the Supreme Court and that should be deemed unconstitutional. A license to carry, that's a little bit better. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still terrible as shit, like it's horrible. But a fit card, it even goes one step above that. Not only do you have to get a license to
We're
carry, you have to get a fire
we're
identification card. Basically, you have to ask the government, "Hey, government, can I please own this gun?" Like it took my friend 6 or 7 months in Chicago to get an AK-47 legally because he had to apply for this FID card, and he said basically you gotta jump on the
hold on.
government's wiener and beg them to let you have a certain firearm.
Graham, we got a Nazi alert. I'm sorry, there's a Nazi super chatting.
Well, Nazi alert! The Jews are subverting America from within. I have
That's
no
a
clue what
Nazi
you mean about
warning.
that. That seems like a Nazi super chat, but I appreciate it. Thank
Burnell,
you.
Burnell and Peter. I'm just flagging you to the Nazi. There's a Nazi. Um. So okay, I was listening to you. No, I mean, I don't know. I've never dealt with an FID because that is just sounds
Unconstitutional, and you don't follow that
stupid.
law.
I don't. I mean, I'm just the thing that I'm concerned about is
I mean, maybe
I'm
it works differently in Massachusetts. Maybe when you go to buy a firearm from a store, they just give you a FID card. But the way it worked for my friend was that he purchased a firearm and he had to wait months and months until they approved him for this card and to go and pick up this firearm.
Mass. Okay, Mass isn't as bad as probably some other liberal states you're thinking of. Honestly, like for
I mean,
me,
it's better than California. At least you can
it's
actually
better in
get
California, it's
a,
better in
a
Connecticut, it's better in
firearm.
New York. It took me like probably like a week to be able to get everything. I think pretty much in every state you have to have a waiting period before you can get you can actually purchase a firearm. Okay, hold on, Peter. I will say New Hampshire and Vermont are actually based. I love those
I
states.
will say this is good about Massachusetts for the FID card. It says once you get this card, it's good for all like assault weapons. I mean, it doesn't say assault weapons. I should say all rifles and shotguns of non-large capacity firearms, as well as chemical sprays. What the hell are you using a chemical spray for? But I don't know how old you have to be to buy get a weapon. But it says you can get a FID card, a firearms identification card in Massachusetts when you're 15.
Maybe. Well, a FID card, an FID card is not a. That doesn't mean you can carry. That just means you can have a firearm, but you have to keep it like at your house, locked up and stuff.
Yeah, no.
Um, no, that's the thing that Massachusetts is doing, by the way, to make people flee. They are. By the way, we were ranked number one in happiness according to Credit Wallet Hub or whatever. But I digress. No, the thing is like things like the state get hold of this, guys. What I'm hearing is our government is in mass is like talking about getting rid of like limited liability protection. Does everybody know what limited liability protection is?
For like companies, like if
Yeah.
someone sues your
So
company, they take your company's assets instead of your personal assets.
well, yeah, exactly. So like if you're opening Graham's tire shop, you probably don't want your personal assets to be
Tied with
jeopardized
your
like if
company
somebody tries to.
assets.
They're talking about like attacking single member LLCs and removing that limited liability protection, which is insane.
But S corps, does that give you limited liability
That does give
protection?
you limited liability, S corp, C corps, any kind of corporation, PCs. So I don't know if they're just attacking LLCs, but yeah, corporate. Although LLCs give you a little bit more personal protection, that's probably more minutia than I could get into on stream, though.
That's like if you're selling products and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be
Probably
anything. I mean,
better.
yeah, it'd be anything.
Pew
I'm gonna
pew.
incorporate
Thanks,
them.
brother of the road. Who needs a serial number? That's what I'm saying. We need more freedom. We don't need. Why would we need more gun control when we already have too much gun control? Now, this is something I'd like to mention. Actually, me and this guy from Florida were talking about this yesterday. I think there should be a new license for teachers to have firearms in school because we can see in Texas they have schools where teachers and principals have firearms. I mean, I seen the YouTube video. The principal pulls out a 38 special in the schoolway hallway, like the woman teacher, she pulls out her 9mm. She's like, "This is my firearm," and then the other grown ass man pulls out his 45 ACP. I mean, we see it works pretty well in other places. We've never heard of a problem with teachers having guns in schools in Texas. And not to mention in Florida, the Parkland police officer was a coward ass bitch. He was about to go on retirement in a week. And he said, "Oh no, we should run away." He ran away to his car when the shooter was shooting in there. Like, how much of a coward you gotta to be scared of a 15-year-old with a firearm that's completely untrained? Like, man, just go in there, go Rambo on his ass. Like, that's what I would do if I was passing by a school and I heard bullets flying by. I would instantly go in there. I'd go full fucking Rambo mode and protect all those children.
I don't know what I would do, honestly.
I would storm right in there. I'd be
I
like,
got
"What's up, motherfucker? Where are you at?"
I have something that's gonna make the conservatives flip out and go crazy right now, but I have bad news for you guys.
Everyone should be able to acquire a firearm.
I
Yes, sir.
agree. I agree, but when more good guys have guns, it doesn't make it safer. I'm really
It
sorry. It
does.
just doesn't.
It 100%
Statistically,
does.
I just pulled up. This is one article from the Harvard
Bullshitstatistics.gov.
Chan School of Public Health. Conflicting statistics about guns, such as how many people in the U.S. use guns for self-defense each year, and whether or not the crime rate is tied to how many people own guns, was the subject of the recent podcast featured David Hemingway,
I mean, you
professor of
don't need to look
health
at
policy.
statistics or podcasts. Just look up the articles about people protecting their families' lives with firearms. I mean, look
Yeah,
at
I'm not
Minnesota.
saying it
That
can't
Congress
happen.
member could have probably saved his family's life if he had a bigger pew pew. But instead, the Tim Walsh hitman kicked in his door with way bigger pew pews and said, "Tim Walsh hired me, bitch," and he started opening fire on him.
Hold on,
And
let
that's
me
why he didn't
illustrate.
survive, unfortunately. Tim Walsh took that man out. He was a
Hold on.
Democrat senator. Unalived by another Democrat that was a hitman hiring specialist.
Oh God, I remember those memes. Hold on. Ram, I'm gonna illustrate something, okay? Can I illustrate real quick?
This is gonna be bullcrap, but go ahead.
No, it's not gonna be. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Just keep on talking, and then
As I was saying,
I'm gonna look.
guys, as I was saying, we look at all these cases. There's dozens of cases of people protecting their lives. Let's look on Google. Let's see how many people protected their lives. Let's look up families that have protected their families'
Wait.
lives.
Can I first show something while you're looking that up?
Yeah.
This is what you guys imagine if like somebody goes in with like a bushmaster in a theater. This is how you guys imagine yourselves.
That is me.
This is Graham right here. This is how you guys imagine it's gonna go, just like this.
All I'm going to say, Chris, is there's been certain circumstances where firearms have protected my life. I might not be here today if it wasn't for the Second Amendment. That's something you won't see on statistics or anything like that. Now, I don't want to incriminate myself because I don't want to get any future criminal cases, even though this was a long time ago, but I'm not going to incriminate myself much further than that. But I will say that people were threatening my life with deadly force, and the Second Amendment protected my life.
It's
More than
probably helped
once,
me, which
probably
is
at least
shocking, but like
twice or three times.
right, but it doesn't. But that doesn't mean that like when we look at what we should be doing, in terms of public policy, we should
But
probably
do you
be
think
looking
it
at
would be
like,
good if we had teachers that got licensed with a specific license to carry firearms and protect the school? Because the cops are cowards. Sometimes we've seen
all right,
multiple cases where the cop runs away when there's a
again,
shooter on
hold on.
campus.
Okay, before I respond, can I show you guys something again? Hold on, hold on. This is what you guys are picturing.
That's what LA looks like.
Hold on. I need to show this. Hold on.
That is me when the liberal zombies come at me from every angle in my
All right.
YouTube chats.
Okay. The problem is, guys, what's
No,
going to
I am
happen
Rambo. I'm
is you're going to
Rambo with
have
the
Debbie like,
fire.
oh, I've just taken my LTC class. Hold on. Let me hold my J frame out. And like, and she's going to have like a 50% chance of shooting the bad guy and like a 50% chance of shooting little Tony. Like,
Dude,
and
that's
then
such a liberal argument. It's really not that hard to aim
they
a
don't,
firearm. I
yeah,
will
like,
say, if you're
I'm
completely
not
untrained,
arguing.
it's really hard to hit a target. Like I've trained multiple people with firearms before, and the first time seeing them shoot, they literally didn't hit a single target. Like I gave
Right.
my friend my firearm before. I said, "Here you go, bro. Let's see what you got at the shooting range," because he said he's used firearms before, and he literally like fired like 15 shots the entire magazine and he didn't hit the target at all. But once he got trained and started purchasing his own firearms, now he doesn't miss the target. It doesn't matter if it's from 10
I
yards
don't,
away or
it
50
might
yards away.
happen,
He's
but the
hitting it
problem
every
is like
time.
when I have somebody come to like jujitsu and they've never done it, they like have this thing where they're like, you don't know, bro, I see red. I see red when I just, and then they come in, they get choked. It's, I am not for, I'm like a pro Second Amendment guy. I'm a pro gun rights guy. And I'm so pro gun rights, like, and civil liberties that I will admit that it's just not safer when more people have guns. Again, I'm not trying
It
to ban
is
your gun.
safer. It is. I mean, what
Yeah, but
about all the thousands of families last year that protected their family and kids and their own life with firearms?
yeah,
What
but
about
like if
people's
I
personal stories of protecting themselves with firearms? How is it more dangerous when law abiding citizens have firearms? If you say it's not
okay,
safer, then that must imply that it's more dangerous. How is it more
well,
dangerous?
they analyze they so Louisiana, right? Louisiana has sorry, Shreveport, right? Shreveport, I'll use the example of Shreveport. Shreveport has a much higher crime rate than DC. Because Shreveport
It's a
is has well,
shithole
has a
full of
Republican mayor,
a bunch of third
but it's within
worlders.
Louisiana. So there's more firearms. So there's that's I
But
mean
are they
all of this like
law-abiding citizen firearms or are they criminal firearms?
I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Again, I
It does
like
matter. Your claim is that
what
law-abiding citizens with more firearms does not make it safer.
do I need to show the clip again? I'll show the clip
Oh
again.
my god.
Listen, guys, oh my goodness.
Let's ask Google how many families or how many people protected themselves legally with firearms last year.
Yeah, then I'm just going to type in how many people were killed by firings if we're just going to look at out of context
I
statistics.
mean, yeah, because there's a lot of criminals. I'm typing in law-abiding citizens.
Um,
Chris, you haven't never needed a hymn, prick. That was a super chat. That's right, Chris. I guarantee you, if you had to defend your family's life with one of your firearms, or you had to defend your own life,
yeah,
you would
that's
completely
not the
understand.
point, though. That's not the point. Like, I'm, yeah, like, yes, and I'm not arguing to take away people's rights, but when we're arguing about statistics, like, um, when you're talking about statistics, like, again, I can't pretend like the Supreme Court hasn't protected your right to own a firearm. I can't live in a, guys, I can't live in a fantasy world where the statistics show that it's more safe when more people have firearms. I can't
If
delude
it's not
myself.
more safe, that means you're implying it's more dangerous.
It is, yes, and I'm still for the right.
How is
Yes,
it
it's
more
more.
dangerous? Most
It's
dummies don't blow their brains out with a firearm. It's not that hard of a thing to realize that you shouldn't put it under your chin and click the trigger. Like
Forbes. I mean, I can just keep on finding these. Red states have higher gun death rates meaning per capita, than blue states. I can read it. There's data in there. There's a study published in the Journey of American Medical Association
Yeah, but once
Surgery.
again, what does that have to do with law-abiding firearm owners?
Well,
And also,
then
I'm a little bit judgmental about these statistics. Isn't Louisiana a very red place, and it's
yeah,
crime infested with a bunch of poverty? Like I would agree with
yeah.
what you said before. There's a direct connection between
Okay,
poverty and crime rates, and there's a lot of poverty in certain red states and blue cities.
hold on,
We all
hold
have
on.
cars. They're dangerous.
Yes,
Weapons. How many
right,
people die from vehicles? Boom.
brother,
More.
brother. Let me do this. Okay. Can
Oh
we
yeah,
have
I think
NASCAR?
more people.
Wait.
Let me look up this statistic. I think more
Okay,
people
then let
died
me
of.
answer, brother. Can we have
Yeah.
NASCAR cars? Can we have like
Yes,
rocket
you can
boosters in
have
the
a
back of our cars?
NASCAR car if you can
You
buy
can't
it. I
drive
believe.
them. You can't drive. Can we have rocket boosters on the back of our cars so they can go like the car that can go the speed of sound? Can we have that, or can we regulate that?
We shouldn't regulate that. That's against our First Amendment right.
Well, I admire the. I don't know. What about? I don't know. Maybe we should. You
So,
know
would
what?
you
Maybe
like
we
me to
should.
tell you?
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's do this. Knife.
Okay, no, you're right on that. There are more people use what's easily available.
Let's look into that.
It is
In the
factually
U.S.,
true that
gun
more.
death
I
rates
just
are
looked into it.
significantly
It's
higher than knife
8% of
death
them
rates. Big
were
shocker.
knives. 78% were firearms.
This is for you. In the U.S., gun death rates are significantly higher. Listen, here's the thing, okay? There's several things. There's the reality. There's the what do I think about the laws. I've established that I'm not a
So you
big
want to
gun
take away
regulator.
guns, but
I'm not
the
saying
laws don't
that.
say so.
I'm saying that I'm in favor of protecting gun rights, even though I know that more guns make us less safe. I'm saying even though that's the case, I believe in
I
protecting
completely
gun
disagree
rights.
with you. Even if we did ban them, people would still be using them.
Yeah, they would. But that
Should we
goes to the
ban
heart of my
knives as
point,
well,
though.
since they
That goes to the heart of
also
my
do
point.
thousands of deaths a year? Should we ban knives as well?
But that goes to my point because unlike fucking Trump supporters in different contexts, I don't believe that laws make people not have things. Same thing with drugs. Like I say, I wish we could. If we could
Should
ban
we
guns,
ban cars?
and yeah, if we could. But I'm not for banning guns, though. I'm saying if we could ban them, and it would make. I feel like
More
Burnell
people
knows what I
died
mean.
in traffic
Wait,
accidents than
guys,
guns.
hold on. Do you guys see that? Yeah, but more people. So somebody mentioned knives. Do you guys see that I'm not arguing for banning firearms? I'm arguing for not being woke about
Let's
facts. I
make
don't want to be
gun
woke.
cars. I agree. We should make gun cars.
Let's make gun cars. I just don't
Okay,
want to
so
be
there
woke,
were
guys.
42,000 fatalities in 2022 due to car accidents. And in 2022, there were, let's see how many. In 2022, there were
They don't.
13,000 firearm deaths. So there is roughly 4 times as much as automobile deaths than firearm deaths. So does that mean that everyone should just take the bus and we shouldn't have cars? Because if we keep cars legal, then everyone's gonna die. And the people that are good
Yeah, but
drivers.
you're straw manning. You guys are straw
No, I'm
manning. Can I
not
say what you're straw
strawmanning. There's
manning?
criminals that drive cars
No,
too.
no, I agree. The straw man is that you're saying that I'm having an argument that I'm not. I'm not arguing
Drugs
for
are
banning them.
illegal and they're still drug addicts.
But
Booyah.
you're saying that I'm saying you guys are all saying I'm saying a thing that I'm not. I'm not saying we should ban them.
No,
I'm
but if we're
not. I'm
using
not.
that logic, because there's a lot of criminals that go in high speed chases and die, but there are, like people that are extremely good drivers, they would never crash in a million years. But there's 4 times as much fatalities by automobiles every year than firearms. Cars don't make the world safer. We got to get rid of cars, my
Yeah,
guy.
but I'm not. No, I'm
We
not
shouldn't be
arguing.
moving
Hold
electric.
on,
We should be moving
guys.
into buses and trains. It's too dangerous.
I spent like 25 minutes talking about how I like steel manning the arguments in Heller and
You
McDonald
were,
and
but
saying
now
they
you're
should be
talking about
illegal.
your personal
No,
beliefs. I
because
can
I'm
tell the
talking
difference
about the
between
reality. Like,
your law degree
guys,
side and your personal beliefs.
here's the way it works. And I'm talking to you, Graham. I'm talking to everybody else. If I present studies about how it makes it less safe, then you guys have to present counter
But cars
studies.
also make it less safe. In
What
fact,
is the
cars are
function
four
of a
times as
car?
dangerous as firearms.
What is the purpose of a firearm?
Is to protect your family. And what's the purpose of a car?
Wait,
To
hold
move your
on.
family
Wait,
from point B to point A.
let's unpack this.
So they
What do you?
both
How are
help
you
your
protecting your
family.
family?
Both things help
What do
and
you
protect your
shoot?
family.
Hold on. You shoot to do what? You shoot to do what?
And
There's
you
one word.
drive, you
To
shoot
kill.
to target practice. You shoot
You shoot to
to
kill.
get some animals.
You shoot to kill. That's what you do,
Not
and you
everyone
should.
shoots to kill. Liberals just say shoot them in the foot. You don't
You
gotta kill
should.
them. Just shoot them
Hold
in the
on.
foot.
Conservatives back me up. If somebody's threatening your safety, you don't shoot them in the leg. You shoot to kill. That's
Yeah,
what you
but
should do.
you asked me what do you use guns for? Most people don't use guns to kill people. The majority of the guns in this country never see a body. Most
But
guns
that's
don't
the
have
purpose
murders
of. Are you?
associated with them.
Wait, are you saying the purpose of firearms isn't to defend? It's for target. I think it's to defend
It's
yourself.
it's 50-50. It depends what you want to use it for. Is the purpose of
No,
a car to run stuff over and hurt people?
no, the purpose of the car is
But
so there's lots
if
of
someone
things.
stands in front of you, if someone stands in front of you or does something illegal in Florida, you can run them over illegally. So that means it's a
Okay,
weapon.
hold on, Graham.
If
This
they're
isn't for you.
protesting, Ron
Can I
DeSantis
can
says
I
if they're
break it
protesting and they're
down?
blocking the traffic, you can run them over.
Hold on. I need to back it up. I need to go slower for people. This isn't for you. Okay, can I go slow?
Sure.
So there are several points to this. Number one, what do I believe the law should be? Number two, what do I think the facts are? Let me go very slowly. I don't believe in regulating people's right to own a firearm the way that a lot of blue states particularly do. I don't believe in any law that should deprive somebody from having a firearm because it's an entrenched fundamental right. I don't believe in taking firearms away from felons. I don't think that's constitutional. That's my first sentence. Hold on, Ozzy. We're going to go through a
Ozzy.
logic train. Hold on. Semicolon. Though I believe that because it's a fundamental right, I feel so strongly about my belief in fundamental rights that I will do that in spite of the fact that I've seen data that suggests to me that people are less safe when there's more firearms. But, and again, hold on, we're going to go back to my first point. Even though I believe that and I've seen that, I still don't believe in taking all your guns away.
Well, I think that claim is kind of rage baiting and ridiculous because just because cars kill more people than guns in America every year, I don't believe we should all be taking the bus and the train. I mean, I can say that
I
about anything. Like, you see how we kind of just go down a rabbit hole of endless nonsense? Oh, cars kill
right,
four
but
times as much people every year as guns.
we're talking about like we're in two. There's two different like there's two different whole there's like what do you do about like in general I'm not for banning things because like even on a basic psychological level if you ban something somebody's going to want it more. I don't believe that making guns legal is going to make gun violence go away. I don't believe that. If I did I would do it. Hold on. I know some of the areas are pro to it. Yeah, like Peter, hold on. Look at Peter's argument. I'm not against your gun rights. I just like I can't live in a postmodern reality where I don't see things.
But
Um
saying something
yeah.
kills a lot of people is almost a rage bait statement because I can say that literally about anything. I can say, "Oh,
No, I'm
cars kill more people than guns." I can say,
no.
"Maybe you shouldn't eat a certain kinds of food because people die of it every year. Thousands of people die, but it's normally a safe food, but sometimes people die of it." Like we
Thi-
can just
oh
go
wait.
down this endless rabbit hole.
No, but that's not my argument. It's not that people die. It's that it's
It's you
testing
say
the
it's not
hypothesis.
it's not doesn't make
Whoops.
society safer. Well, saying it doesn't make society safer, cars don't make society safer. We would be a safer
That's not.
society if Chris just took the bus.
Yeah, but do you guys see this? But you guys see the straw man? The straw man is that I'm arguing to take the gun rights away. Like, I would argue that you should want people to have my position, right? Like, you should
I
want people to
do,
have the
but if you really
position.
care about making the world safer, and if you said that if we didn't have if we had less guns, then it would be the world would the U.S. would be safer. Then we should just say, okay, well, if we had no cars, the U.S. would also be 4 times as safe.
No, because I don't want to take away somebody's right to have a car. I don't want to
And I don't
impede
want
on
to take
liberty.
someone's Second Amendment. It's all about
Yeah.
context, exactly.
Yeah, but like I guess maybe I am libertarian because my view, like, here's my views,
Exposed. You're
guys,
no
right?
longer Democrat.
My view is my view, guys, is that I believe that your rights are more important than my conclusions. Like, I'm not God. I'm not the
I actually
king.
like what this comment says. He said 5 limit speed limit on cars. People will not be killed. Exactly. That's
If
how
you
I'm
can show
feeling
a
when these
compelling
gun
government
control
interest,
restrictions come.
I think I think that you guys are shadow boxing
Guns
because,
don't
like,
kill people. People kill people. Do we agree on
uh,
this statement?
all right, I don't. I mean, do guns? Yeah, people kill people with guns. Um,
People kill people. Guns can't kill you. If I set a 45 ACP right next to me and I said, "Hey, go ahead, kill me, gun, kill me,"
well,
nothing's
yeah,
gonna
but if
happen
we're just
unless I
gonna,
pull
yeah,
that
okay.
trigger myself.
Oh, okay. Let's go down that route on a reductive level. Nuclear weapons don't kill people. People kill people with nuclear weapons. So let
Exactly,
people
it's
have nuclear
true.
weapons.
If
You
Trump or
wouldn't bite
Putin gets
that bullet.
mad and they click that nuclear button, the nukes didn't kill us. Trump kills us.
Oh my God, you
Can I have a
guys, like,
nuclear weapon? No, that's not a part of your lawyer's shadow box.
I'm not. I'm not though, guys.
They do
I
shadow
feel.
box.
Hold on. I feel like Peter Pettigrew is conservative, but understands where I'm coming from. Like,
I mean,
God
yeah,
damn
what
it.
you're saying is a fact. Just like what I'm saying about how cars kill 4 times as much people as guns do every year
Yeah,
is
but the
also a
thing is,
fact.
right. So,
And
so
just like when
cars,
you say if we didn't have guns, people would be safer. And just like I say, if
right.
Chris takes the bus, we would be
But
safer.
there's also
Oh,
less.
Peter's a liberal. That's why he agrees with you.
But to look at the rates, like, I think it's an non sequitur, but if you were to look at the rates of car deaths and gun deaths, you would have to show the rates of people that own cars versus the rates of people that own guns. So I think that the rates of people that own cars would be higher. So even if there's more
What
raw
do you mean
data,
own? You're telling me more. You're telling me because guns kill multiple people and cars don't kill multiple people. Cars kill multiple people all the time. We just saw an
well,
illegal immigrant in Florida kill 3 people with just a slight movement of his truck doing a U-turn on the fucking highway like an idiot Indian asshole
oh,
because
you
he's
don't
an
want to make
illegal
your
immigrant
point
and
with
doesn't know how to
illegal
drive.
immigrants.
Huh?
Okay, do you think illegal immigrants kill more people with guns with cars than guns?
Um,
I don't think
That's a
so.
hard
I
one to
don't
say.
know.
If
I could be
I don't know
wrong.
the
I don't know.
statistics, but if I had to guess, probably because it's if especially if they're like in
No,
Florida or something, huh?
I mean no.
I don't know. I really don't know the
Wait,
numbers. I said it depends. Maybe,
Maga,
maybe
we're
not.
not at the MS-13. Isn't no? I'm joking. Listen, I understand where
If we
you guys are
take away
coming
all
from,
the
but I'm
gangs and the terrorists that are illegal immigrants, then yeah, the illegal immigrants probably do take more lives. If we take away like the actual organized criminals that are illegals, if we take away that, then yeah, they probably do do more murders and stuff with cars. But like you can kill like 20 people with a car like that. I mean, same thing with a firearm. So I don't know what you mean by look at the people that own cars versus guns.
you
I
were
really don't know
saying
what
that.
I
I
don't know what your
wasn't
talking
talking about.
point about that is. That's just more shadow boxing.
No, because you mentioned illegal immigrants. I'm not shadowboxing. I'm having a coherent, consistent position. My position is that I believe, based on the data I've seen, that more good guys with guns doesn't equal a safer society. That being said,
And
even though
less
I
good guys with guns increases uh
I
and
would
even
rather have good
increases in
guys
crime
own
even
guns,
more.
but the problem is
They do
like
more
I'm
danger to our economy.
but I'm saying, okay, I'm saying this
The
as
illegal
somebody who's
immigrants he's
actually
talking about, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
saying this as somebody who's trained at fighting and MMA for 9 years. Like
Training
people talk about
MMA does not lower
no,
crime rate. It just increases
no,
crime
that's not my
rate.
point. My point is like I see people spar for the first time, they freeze up. Like that's what like a lot of you fuckers, like the moment you're in a fucking situation, I might be one of those fuckers, are gonna you're it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna I can show the clip again. I think it's not gonna happen that way.
Well, I can talk to you off stream, but I can tell you for me, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna come into action.
You know
I've
what,
never,
Graham? I
I've been in a lot of situations. I'm never gonna freeze up, and if something needs
Graham's
to be
gonna
done, I'm
yeah,
gonna click
yeah,
the
because
trigger like
Graham,
that.
you're gonna be like in a forest and somebody's gonna rob you, and they're not gonna see it because you're gonna reach your 20-foot long arms around them, like around a tree, tap them on the shoulder, and then just pop them.
Yeah, it seems about accurate to me. Guns save lives for more than no guns. Agreed.
Yeah, but they also
Guns
kill
do
more
save
people than
lives.
no
That's
guns.
just a fact. I agree with all of you guys. This is just a libertarian mindset. Even though he's pro
They
gun,
don't. They overall, like, I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. They just don't.
they
I
do.
just
All those people that saves their
I
family's
brought
life,
up
all those gun
studies
stories
though.
about the guy kicking in their, all those stories about the guy kicking in their door and trying to kill them, and they get a hold of their
Castle.
firearm or they have their own firearm and protect their family. That is evidence enough right there. And like I told you before, I'm just one American. But there's at least two or three stories I have where a firearm has definitely saved my life.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't anecdotal instances of like I had an instance for me when I had a firearm and I felt more safe and it probably helped me. But it's not the point. Yeah, like it but guys, like if I were to show you like I could show you guys that are like totally pro life. I could show you the story about how that woman in Georgia had to be left on a fucking like who was brain
Widow
dead.
saves baby's life. Firearm.
Oh
Let's
my
see.
god.
He told me to look it up.
No. I'm looking at chat. I'm like I'm nobody thinks AR means
Armed
assault rifle.
18-year-old mother holding a baby shoots intruders. I mean, come
That-
on, my guy. You're telling me that people aren't saving their kid's life? An 18-year-old mother holding her baby
yeah.
in one hand, popping the criminals in the head with the other hand.
I love you, brother. Hold on. Guys, I just got to say real quick, it has nothing to do with me being a mod is here as well, but I got to say, man, we got the best mods here ever. They're cool, and they don't ban you fuckers until you guys do stuff that's super annoying. They give you guys a lot of damn leeway. You guys are lucky.
Actually, this is a great point. What do you think about Colin Noir? He's actually an immigration, or not an immigration, an
A
attorney.
lawyer. I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him. Um, I'm not patronizing them. I mean that
What do
honestly.
you think of
They're
him? Do you
funny.
think Colin Noir is like extremely right wing? He's too right wing
Bye,
for you, or what do
Burnell.
you
Have a
think his
good day, man.
stance?
I don't know. I think he's a single issue kind
Peace
of guy,
out,
it seems
Burnell.
like. Burnell's a good guy. W's for Burnell.
W. Burnell.
Yeah, I love Burnell, man. I actually really like Burnell. No, I think he's cool, man. I
Like
wish
I said, armed 18-year-old mother holding a baby shoots intruders.
so right. I get it. Do you want to know a story about how I was named? It's kind of dark. It's kind of dark.
Sure, let's hear it.
Um This isn't directly on point, but the guy I was named after. Did you read my papers in law Discord? I will check it out, Andrea. I'll totally check it out. I'll totally check it out. Um, I was named after a guy who had my first name, and he was with his friend,
Christopher
and he was
Columbus. He conquered the entire country and killed the natives. Man, that is
fuck that
dark as
guy.
shit.
No, I was named after my dad's friend. Was using. He was holding a. I don't think it was a clip. I think it was a revolver. He was holding a revolver. He shot himself in the head. Tracy, they're the great equal. I understand, but if
Dad's
we're going to test that
boyfriend.
theory, like we have to apply it to like where do you draw the line? That's my question. Where do you draw the line? And again, we're talking about like you guys seem to understand this when we're talking about immigration that we need to look at like metadata. You guys understand this. You guys will be like, oh, illegal immigrants do X, Y, and Z crime, and they're taking this. You guys cite all the data. But then as soon as we talk about firearms, I want to talk about studies. You guys are like, no, no, no. Let's
Well,
talk
we've been
about
talking
how
about the
Billy
illegal
Bob.
immigration data. We both agree that it's not factually correct. That's why the federal
Sure.
government does not have
Yeah, but I'm saying to
data on
everybody
it.
when we talk about guns, we don't like to everybody who's arguing with me about the data. Like we're like we don't want to look at the studies. We want to just talk about how Billy Bob and Joey Sue in Alabama like shot somebody breaking into their house. Like that's great, but I'm more curious of the overall numbers. That's what I'm more curious about.
500,000 to 2 million cases of defense use. I mean, man, I don't know like what the time period on that is, but I think there's probably been tens of maybe, yeah, probably at least tens of millions of cases of people defending themselves. But I really don't know what time period you're saying 500,000 to 2 million.
Me?
No, the guy in
I
the
don't know.
comment, he said 500,000 to 2 million cases of lawful self-defense with firearms.
Can I use an example with tariffs without us getting into a big tariff conversation?
Oh my God, probably not.
I'm gonna try. Okay. If I were going to argue against Trump's uh, tariff policy, what I would say is that the Trump numbers had the total revenue that brought into America at around 140 million. So I could say, or 140 billion, 140 billion. I could be like, oh my God, look at all the revenue. But if I were to zoom out and look at the full picture, again, arguing against tariffs, I'd say the Yale School of Public Health found that the average American is going to have increases of about 3,600. Okay, so then when you look at
That's
the
completely
total and you
incorrect.
divide the 140, you look at greater increases under tariffs. That's what
He's
I would
rage
say. So you
baiting
could
me
say,
into a tariff conversation, guys.
no, I'm
But let's look at
not.
these
That's a
numbers for
different
a second.
one.
I don't know where you guys are getting these numbers from, but some guy says 70,000 to 2 million lawful self-defense cases yearly. I mean, if that is the case, then that literally outweighs the unlawful homicides yearly. But I
I
don't. That number
mean,
seems kind of high. If it was 70,000, I can't lie. That seems a little bit high.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I'm just going off of the like. I don't like studies because you got to look at the metadata. You got to look at all the studies, and the metadata seems to suggest that having more fire. I mean, look, it's too late to do it anyways. If you ban firearms, people already have firearms. People can make firearms. Like it's you can't ban away firearms, even if we agree. I mean, if that's one thing we can agree, guys, is that you literally can't ban away people having firearms. You can't. It's not. There's too many people.
There are strict regulations and hoops you have to
It,
jump through to get a car. No, there's not. There needs to be more for guns. It's a pretty reasonable stance. No, brother, there's enough gun control bullshit already. It shouldn't take you a year or 2 years or more in some states to get a firearm. That's unconstitutional and that is ridiculous. Treat it like a car. If we should treat it like a car, then I should be able to go into the dealership next week and get the car the same day I give them the
yeah.
money.
No. Rathulis, the problem is that a car is an enshrined protection under the Constitution. That's the problem. The
That
problem,
is
look,
another problem.
that's the problem. The
And you
problem
can
is
get
that
a
if you,
car quicker than you can get a gun legally. I mean, there are loopholes and ways to get a gun the same way. Like if someone gifts you a
yeah,
gun, like
hold
if a
on.
family member gifts you a gun.
And interactive improv, yes. The problem with well regulated is that they argued that in the Heller and the McDonald decision. They tried to say, "Oh, you're not in a well regulated militia." The problem is that the Constitution, the same this and the Supreme Court, same Supreme Court that did decisions like protecting gay rights, the Obergefell decision, that did the Roe decision, the same Supreme Court that you probably agree with. That same body of people found that that the well-regulated militia argument is reductive in what they're talking, and they looked into history, and what they found is, I'm sorry that they found this for you, but what they found that the Second Amendment is for quote self-defense and quote standing up to government tyranny. That's what they found. So you can be mad at the Supreme Court, but that's what they found, and we agree with Supreme Court in different contexts. So it's a little
Insurance
hypocritical to
companies
not.
will insure those who are responsible. Well, you don't. I believe in Florida, you don't need to have insurance on your car if you purchase it. Now, if you're driving it, yeah, you need insurance. But to purchase a car, If you're paying cash, no, I don't believe you need insurance for it.
Tracy, but this is not. That's the data comes from Democrats. Like I found a Forbes article. Like
Forbes is
I'm like,
Democrats. And
Forbes,
can we
yeah,
agree that
Forbes.
a lot of
Look
data
up
is
Forbes.
misleading
Look up
and
what's
very
his name?
just
Who
false?
invented Forbes? Who invented Forbes? What's his name? John Forbes. BC Forbes. Yeah, this guy's like one of the most like conservative right wing guys in our history. Um,
Some guy said he bet you walks into a gas chamber willingly. Well, that is another neo-Nazi comment. We
yeah,
don't
neo
appreciate
Nazis.
that
Get
kind of bullshit.
mods. Mods. We got a Nazi. We got a Nazi. Yep, Grug is a Nazi too, guys. Get rid of the Nazis. Sorry, Graham. I don't want to tell people what to do in your room, but we don't like Nazis.
But if you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, drop some super chats. Yeah, Colon Noir, man, he is based. He is the based advocate.
I think I think he's pretty incisive.
But I won't lie, I stopped watching him because all of his like videos are the same. Oh, shall not amend, shall not amend. On New Year's, an 18-year-old in Oklahoma, newly widowed, holding her 3-month-old baby when two armed men in a bulletproof vest try to kick her door down. No neighbors, no police minutes away, just Sarah and her son, terrifying at the sound of her door being beaten down with a shotgun in one hand and the baby in the other hand. I'm sorry, that just sounds crazy. And 911
Well, the
on the
baby was
phone, Sarah
shooting as
had to make the
well.
choice, the intruder or her son. When the door finally gives way, she pulled the trigger. One attacker fell dead, the other ran. That's the great thing. Most people are cowards. If you shoot one in the head and they fall dead, they're probably all going to run away. What's my source? My guy. Just look up 18-year-old uh, old mother holding a baby shoots intruders. I know the story kind of sounds ridiculous when they say like an 18-year-old had a shotgun in one hand and a baby in the other hand, but like this kind of shit happens. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's some grade rage baiting.
For me?
I'm sure you're gonna pull up something behind you. Yeah.
Hold on.
It was three black guys. I saw it too, Graham. I ain't gonna make a comment about that, but yeah, it probably was. I said I wasn't gonna make a comment, but that kind of slipped out. Hey,
Oh
all
my god.
races can come for you.
Can I just say real quick that I made this shit the other day and you guys can say it's gross, but it was the Can I plug a dessert I made the other day that my wife loved?
What is
Real quick.
this?
All
Sure.
right, guys. Take notes. Look, hate me afterwards. Hate me afterwards, but this is what this is. 2 slices of white bread. Put peanut butter on both sides. Hold on, peanut butter on both sides. Banana slices on one side. Drizzle honey over the bananas, okay? Then make the sandwich. Egg wash and then crushed up honey nut Cheerios and sugar, okay, for like a batter. Put it in the egg wash. Put it in the mixture. Back in the egg wash. Back in the mixture. So it's like a deep fry mixture. Then heat that oil up. Dump that in. 5 minutes on each side and then drizzle honey over it. If you hate it, then come after me. But just
That
believe
sounds
me when I say
amazing,
try it.
but that does look very strange.
It does,
It
but
does
it's
look very good.
phenomenal. It's Graham. I'm telling you right now, it's phenomenal.
Why is
Do I both?
Mar-a-Lago a
Yeah.
gun-free zone? Why is my home a gun-free zone except for my friends and family? That's like a ridiculous question. Like that is someone's private residence. You do realize that, right? They can make whatever law they want. Armed Uber driver shoots passenger who tased and strangled him. That
Yeah,
is
it is
that is
good.
that is
I'm not. I'm not.
mind-boggling.
I'm not embarrassed to say it is good.
Two armed robbers posing as a policeman killed by homeowner.
Hold on. People are fat calling me. Let me see. Wait, hold on. How do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of the green screen? There we go. Get rid of it. People are calling me fat. Hold on.
Some of these
Hold on.
comments are making me laugh.
You're making me fat. Look. Am I really that fat? Look at this. Hold on. Look at this.
W
I'm not that
W.
fat. Look at this. Boom, baby. Hold on. Look at that. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
That's that
Oh, damn.
TRT. TRT, guys. Comment TRT down below.
Oh, shit. Oh, God damn. He's so fat.
They
Holy
want to see a
shit.
360. If you want to see a 360, drop a super chat. Drop a $20 super chat. Oh, he's gonna give the free 60 for free.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Someone
shit.
said oil up.
Not till later. Not until my OnlyGrams account.
Only
Do you still
Grams
have
will be the name
OnlyGrams?
of the clothing brand. Timu TRT. Whew.
I am a little fat, man. I will tell you, I got shredded before I had my kid, and then I just was like, I'm just gonna give in to the food a little bit. Just a little bit. Um, and then I gave in a little bit too much, and then I started to get a little fat in my suits. So well,
I
brother.
saw the bussy. I saw the bussy right here.
Oh,
This is
wait.
actually the second time only ever seeing it.
Hey, guys, what if General Newsom becomes your president,
Dessert
and
killed
then hold on,
Elvis. It should be
Graham.
illegal.
Graham, listen. Get General Newsom becomes president. He shows up to your house for firearms, and you just see him sending a special agent, and all you see is this. Gigs up, buddy. What are you doing? What are you gonna do? You
Dessert
see
should be
that?
illegal. It took Elvis's life.
Well, yeah, that's an Elvis sandwich. I'm bringing peach. Oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, Tracy. W's for that.
Can you imagine if Epstein went to a Democrat leader's wedding?
Hold on. You know
Yeah,
what?
I can't
They're making
imagine.
fun of me. So I'm just gonna do push-ups. Hold up.
Who the fuck is General Newsom? It's
General
just a
Newsom,
corny
Gavin Newsom.
rage bait. 1, 2,
Newsom.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He could only do 16. 1,
No, I'm doing
2,
push-ups now.
3, 4,
I'm
5,
out of shape, bro. Oh,
6, 7.
you're
If
not
someone
me.
drops a a $20 super chat, I will embarrass this guy and show him that I can do more than 16 push-ups. Because come on, my guy.
Andrew Tating.
All those big
I-
ass biceps that you got, and you can only do 16 push-ups.
Look, guns.
Do a one-handed push-up.
They're trying to take my guns. Ooh. Just pretend you're debating a bicep.
Oh, this is actually a great new Supreme Court order. You didn't hear about this, but cops can't stop and frisk you for carrying a firearm. Seeing someone with a firearm is no longer a lawful reason to stop and search your
Oh, I
vehicle
agree with that.
or your personal, huh?
I agree. Oh, I can't do any of that, Andrea. Come on, I can't do any of that. Um, Bro is just flexing his fat layers. This is why I like jujitsu, because people can say that shit and we can just roll. That's why I like it.
They
Like we can just
can,
roll.
Peter. They can. Not in California though. The smell of that is not reasonable. In California, if they smell the smell of burning flour, they can't stop you and search your vehicle for it. It's not probable cause. But like in Florida, it is. I
Hey,
think
Graham Cracker.
Huh?
Graham Cracker. I'm getting paged by my wife.
All right. Peace
To
out.
head back. Hey,
Thank you
this
for
was
coming
real,
on.
man.
It
I
was real.
appreciate it. This is
I
fun.
appreciate you. It was
Did some
fun.
of you guys enjoy the gun discussion? Some of you? I saw at our height we had like over 400 viewers. Did some of you guys enjoy it?
Look at that. He says a wife is bullshit. He doesn't want you to go. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. I don't.
Guns are our friends.
Guns are our friends. Always a pleasure. Hey, to those of you guys in Graham's community that are normal and not on the list that they don't tell us exist, I appreciate you. To those
And
of you
join the
that are on those
Discord, by
lists,
the way, guys.
I don't appreciate you.
Not the hog hunt. Or what did Eric call it? The hog,
Uh, the hog hunting, hogging.
hogging. Yeah, the hog hunting.
Yeah. I wish I could show you guys my cool stuff, but I can't on screen. I can't show you any of my cool stuff. 'Cause you
I've
guys are
had
gonna.
a blast. Come back. Awesome, my guy.
I'll come back, man. Great. You know the funny thing? You know why I didn't want anybody else? Because usually when libs discuss the gun issue, they just don't understand the Constitution. They don't understand how the schemas work, and I don't want my libs to be misrepresenting stuff.
Your libs.
They're
Your
mine.
unconstitutional, unlawful, criminal
They need to let
defending
me make their
Democrats.
argument. They need the libs need to let me make their gun arguments.
You speak for the Democrat Party now. Barack Obama has
I
hired you.
do. I listen, Gear. I would much rather have Andrea visit as well than me, but I'm all you got, okay? I'm all you got. So, for now at least, for right now. So, um, two attractive,
Two
beautiful
attractive, beautiful MAGA men.
I'm
Yes,
not
we
a
both
MAGA
are
man.
MAGA men. Don't let him
What
fool
kind
you.
of
He
attorney
might.
am I?
Uh,
God, I can answer that workout. The main type of law practice is housing. I say housing because that is more PC, but I really represent landlords.
and he
That's
really
considered,
evicts single mothers, single black
yeah,
mothers
not just
specifically
those.
with 5 to 10
Um,
children. Mostly
I,
Democrat
I I
mothers.
represent property owners. I'll say that. I do criminal. Um, I do criminal law, criminal defense attorney. I previously did. I previously represented gun owners, but I got to the point where I felt bad taking people's money because I would do these petitions for judicial review, which is basically you saying that somebody doesn't have the right, the government doesn't have the right to take away your firearms. And I just, it wasn't, there's no point in doing it anymore. I did that for the first several years of my practice or practicing. And I can't take people's money if I'm not going to give them a legitimate shot at getting what they're looking for. So I don't do it anymore. It's not that I
Because
wouldn't,
in
but
Massachusetts, they don't care about the Second Amendment. They're just like, no, no.
no, they don't like it over here. No, I'll say that's probably fair. Um,
You got us
yeah,
pro bono? Yeah, he's not going to charge me 15,000 for my appeal. He's going to do it pro bono.
no, yeah, but housing is, if anybody ever wants to debate housing policy, housing, any laws, the myths and reality around the eviction moratorium, really
We
relative to
should do that
COVID.
next time. Actually, that's a really good one.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can talk about that, but you and I would probably have some agreement on it because I don't think you're extreme one way. I like to debate like communists on that issue on housing. Um, I like to debate communists on that issue because we oftentimes have pretty major. Like, remember, there's a guy on here. He's advocating for rent control, and I was getting super triggered in the chat because,
Yeah, I do remember that.
yeah, like. Okay, I actually do get triggered when people start to argue for things like rent control and
But what about
um,
rent control in New York City? It's way too expensive, guy.
yeah, then change the entire apparatus, make it easier for people to build stuff. Don't make it so just there's so many things. You do rent control, you're not accounting for the costs that the person providing the housing is going to incur, and it's artificial. If you say somebody can't go up more than like 5% a year,
Yeah, that's what I agree with. I mean, I think they already have that in New York.
yeah, I think they do have. I don't know. I think like Zoran's trying to get that. I don't agree with Zoran. I don't agree with that. My position. I'm for more subsidies. Like we what we do in this country, and particularly a lot of states, is we call things welfare, but they're really not welfare. We make private citizens do stuff for people. So, for example, if you're requiring a landlord to keep somebody as a tenant who's not paying, then you, as the government, you can say you're doing something for the poor person, but you're not actually doing anything. You're just making somebody else do it. You're just making somebody else provide welfare. And unfortunately, oftentimes that results in people losing their properties. It's just the reality, and there's a lot of people online who, get to live in like a theoretical framework. But I don't have that
Yeah, they
luxury.
didn't care during COVID when they said to the people, they said, "Oh, you don't have to pay your rent for a year or two." And the people that had to pay the mortgage on that property or make the commercial payment on that property or, whatever kind of payment they have on it, they still had to pay the banks. But the government said, "Oh, it's okay. You don't have to pay the rent for a year or two."
Yeah, it was the stuff in the beginning of COVID was it's
None of it should
like I
have to do with
feel
race. I agree.
what has to do with race. I don't.
Anything with housing should have nothing to do with race.
Yeah, I'm a big socioeconomic factors guy. I mean, I don't know, man. I think there should be more subsidy. Oh shit, I gotta grab this. it's
All
my
right.
it's my
Peace,
colleague.
peace, peace.
All right,
Bye
adios,
bye.
adios,
Thank you.
Poppy.
Any final questions? She's in the comments here. Tell her to come on. Any last questions? I'm good. How are you, Milo? We just had a Second Amendment debate. The intelligence national motto is well regulated. Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. Well, luckily, Machine, you don't live in the United States, so you have no say over anything that happens here. But appreciated your comments. Just luckily, you can't vote. What's your point on the Second Amendment? Shall not be infringed. Not true at all, William. Well, if anyone wants to debate the gun control situation with me, you can debate me with it. Just join the Discord. Yes, shall not be infringed. It says plain and clear. Yes, they already are infringing. Agreed. Double tap that screen, like, subscribe. Let me know where you guys are coming from. Do we have any final questions, comments? Drop some super chats. Like I said, if anyone wants to debate the whole gun control thing, the whole Second Amendment thing, we can debate about it. Just join my Discord. Link in the bio. Also, yeah, I have a new Discord name now. I mean, I have the same Discord server, but I had to get a new account because they banned my old Discord account. So if you're looking for me in Discord, it has the same profile picture as my YouTube picture. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'll give you guys about 30 more seconds. If someone drops a super chat, we can talk about a subject for maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. If not, I'm going to head off here for a little bit and look for more people that want to join the stream and be a guest on stream. Hello, Lunchbox. Were you watching that? That was a good debate. We had a whole debate with Chris, criminal defense attorney, about that. Who bought $150 in junk food at your gas station? That's crazy. When did this happen? When did what happen? The debate with me and Chris. You were watching it. You just were watching it 2 seconds ago. Well, Lunchbox, definitely start from the beginning after I post this. It was a very interesting video. I can recommend it to you. We talked about a lot of Supreme Court cases. Oh, the Discord ban, it happened this afternoon because they said, "Oh, Discord, we've updated our policies." And then like I got a message 10 minutes later that they said they banned my Discord account. But we still have a Discord server with roughly 250 people in there. It's okay. We still got the server. We got a level 2 boosted server. I mean, I think that crap cost like $20, but the people in the Discord paid for it, so that was wonderful of them. Shout out to Dons and shout out to Chris for boosting the server. Thank you, Irma. Much appreciated. Sean, what's your Discord name again? I kind of forgot it. Drop me your Discord name. Or you can look for me on there. I have a new account. I have a new account on there. You'll find me on there. It has the same profile picture as my YouTube page. Holy cow, what the hell? Goat Flakes. All right, I'll look for you on there. I'm going to hop off now, though, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm looking for people that want to be on the stream. So if you want to come on the live stream, join the Discord. Link in the bio. I'll see you guys in a few. Hit that notification bell. That's crazy, Leon. That's crazy. I'd love to have Leon on the stream, but you have to click that Discord link in the bio. Peace. Check out the full video, Lunchbox. I think you'd enjoy it. Peace out.